On the Rise does not only feature artists and local rising talents, but also producers and production houses. Now today we'll be featuring a production house, Rasta Camp, based right here in Clarendon. And we have in studio with us today the creative director and also producer at Rasta Camp, Mr. Donovan Campbell. Hello, Mr. Campbell. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
No, talk to me, Rasta Camp. Hope it don't only associated with Rastafarians, you know.
Well, I tell you, so when somebody hear the word Rasta, they automatically think, say, well, it's an organization that comprises primarily Rastas. I think to date we only have one or two artists who are actually Rastafarians. But no, that's just a name that really signifies the roots, the culture. Jamaican, we are Jamaican. Rasta Camp is definitely Jamaican. And I think for us that helps when we market ourselves on the global market, because anything Jamaican is immediately recognizable. So,
okay, so it's for everybody.
Yeah. And
all
the
right.
fact that I'm a Rasta kind of helps too.
Helps in what way, sir?
Brand recognition. You know, so when a man see me and think on the road, they must say, yo, and a Rasta Camp that, not true.
And the fact that you're promoting Rasta Camp, and if you weren't a Rasta, then probably some speculation, right.
Person's perception.
Okay.
But I think, you know, when they hear the name of the label, they see me at least from a visual perspective. It connects.
Okay. So how long has Rasta Camp been around?
We've been around since 2010. You know, Rasta Camp started really as an opportunity that was presented to myself and the CEO of the company, who by the way is Samantha Hall. We're proud to be a female-owned company.
It is.
It is, and you're even prouder to be a female-owned company operating in a space that's not known. There was an opportunity where an artist that was on the rise came to us and thought that we could offer him some assistance in his career. And we discussed it, and we dove in right into it in terms of saying yes, we wanted to do it. We wanted to be able to help young artists who are coming up on the rise and be able to give back. I mean, after all, I'm a musician, and when I was younger, I played in a musical band in the U.S., opened for some artists, some big name artists and things. And so at this point in my life, loving music, having an appreciation for music, I jumped in. I had enough connections where I thought it would be okay to start. And then over time, we've got to know a lot more people. We've discovered this wonderful ecosystem in Clarendon, where you have many artists who are talented. You have a variety of production houses. You know what I'm saying? And it was just really, really good to know that we're in a good place. Yeah, there's some negative perception about Clarendon and being able to succeed, and we want to be able to succeed, and on the way proving the naysayers wrong. So when you think of the life cycle of a record, a song, or a production project, you think of studio time, you think of long hours, mixing, mastering. But for us, the biggest expense is actually going into Kingston to do some of the things that we can't do in Clarendon, as well as the marketing, which of course, we're in Clarendon, but you know, you have to go to events, you have to be in places, you have to go to the record companies, you have to go to the radio stations, to the media houses to deliver your videos and stuff. And we find that actually the transportation costs, the back and forth, is sometimes more than the cost of producing a song. And so we have to kind of take it with a grain of salt. We're here, we're in Clarendon, and we're not intending on uprooting and moving to Kingston just for the sake of being in Kingston, because we really think that the island is small and the business is such that we should be able to be successful while still being based in Clarendon. So what we find is we have a good chemistry. Our engineers, our sound technicians, our IT persons, and we just have a good team that really produces well and work together.
Okay, now you're the creative director at Rasta Camp. What does that title entails?
Oh boy, head cook and bottle washer. There are times when I get to the studio early and I take up a mop and start mop the place and sweep the place. Cleanliness is next to godliness.
Of course.
So the creative director really is a complicated role. You're the chief operating officer.
Okay.
But in musical terms,
Okay.
you're the creative director.
And slash producer.
Well, production is part and parcel.
Yeah.
If you're not producing, it's really hard to keep your finger on the button, keep your ear on the key, and keep your mind on the melody.
True.
And so production is really part and parcel of the majority of what I do. But as the creative director, I help to set the tone, the direction, and the prerogative of the artists and by extension the organization. What we have as a motto is where the message, the key, and keep your mind on the melody.
True.
And so production is really part and parcel of the majority of what I do. But as the creative director, I help to set the tone, the direction, and the prerogative of the artists and by extension the organization. As a creative director, I try to guide the artists into say, hey, you know what? I want lovers rock too, or I feel this type of vibes is going to be good. The artists them sometimes, they're talented, yes, but sometimes they just need a little direction, a little prodding, a little suggestion.
Right.
And even to the point when we're doing productions and them short a 1-2 lyrics, I'm gonna like how a certain lyrics come off. I'm gonna say, yo, change it and put in this.
Right.
So you find myself doing songwriting as well. But that's part and parcel of production. So yeah, it's a big hat to wear. And you have to really be knowledgeable about music. I'm not talking knowledgeable about what songs are playing on the radio. Keys, melodies, chords, the technical aspect of music. I play drums and I play bass guitar. So that helps me in guiding the artists when they're producing whatever it is they're doing, when they're delivering their lyrics. When we, you know, for instance, some artists will come out and they'll be too repetitive. We'll say, hey, you know, expand the English language. Your language is big. Expand your lyrics a little bit. So that's part of what I do as a creative director, to keep that focus, to keep on point as it relates to the message. And that's not to say that we're sanctimonious. We're not holified that way. We have some little slackness, but we don't push it out.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And one or two artists are look a gun tune, but that's us in-house thing.
Right, because
We don't
I'm
stifle the
assuming that I'm assuming that Rastacam kind of keep it natural and clean and cultural and just but we kind of have a little mix going on sometimes.
Yeah,
right?
man. You know, for us, I think the one thing that defines, that I like to define when somebody says, you know, what is Rastacamp? I said it's an organization that always produces quality production, quality music, quality videos. We're not large, but if someone were to see some of our works, they'd be like, wow, that's done nice, or that was mixed nice.
Right.
And so that kind of broadens our chest to make us bigger than we actually are in physical size. We're doing the right thing.
You mentioned guiding the artists and so forth. Now, you have a number of artists coming into Rastacamp, and how would you guide them in a sense where I come in, have a song, and I feel that it is lyrically inclined, and I would like for it to, you to vet it and let me know how does the process works?
Well, the process works similar to that. Obviously, you need to come to us, to our organization. What we do is we try to be very pragmatic with the artists. Lots of people have talent. Not everyone, unfortunately, have the same talent, the same level of talent, nor the same capacity to turn that talent into a successful business. Let's flip it. Music is an industry, is a business. At some point, it moves beyond you being able to sing. You have to have the look, the feel, the walk, the talk. So one of the things that we try to do at first is to really be real with them and say, listen, just because you have a talent doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to be a successful artist. And we talk to them about what their desires are. And we try to say, remember that as an upcoming artist, one of the things that you're always going to be doing is putting yourself out there to be reviewed, to be critiqued, right? And so you have to be able to take criticism in a constructive way. So we tend to listen to their work, try to get a feel for where they're going. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people that are talented, but talent can be sometimes mediocre. And you know, when organizations such as ours look to invest in an artist, then we're talking you have to be exceptional. And so what we try to do is guide them to say, well, you know, where do they sit on that ladder between good, better, best, or exceptional, and give them some feedback. If it is that they're intent on looking for us to engage them, then it becomes more of a business discussion, and the factors vary.
Okay, interesting. Now we'll be right back. When we come back, we'll just find out about some of the artists coming out of Rasta Camp. We'll be right back.
Gensat TV loves to celebrate birthdays. Are you or someone you know celebrating a birthday today? We want to help you share your love and best wishes. You can send your picture and information to generalsatellite@yahoo.com. That's satellite with one L. You can also send a personalized birthday video clip of no more than 1 minute of yourself or the person celebrating a birthday. You, yes you, celebrate your birthday in style right here on Gensat TV. For more information, contact us at 902-6412. Celebrating a wedding anniversary? Let Gensat TV help you cherish the moment. Send your photos, a personalized video clip of you and your spouse, or clips of your wedding day at generalsatellite@yahoo.com and we'll make it magical for you. Gensat TV loves to celebrate beautiful beginnings and to see two worlds come together as one. For more information, contact us at 902-6412 or 478-7491.
Remember we did tell them for farm, and them a farm fool. Hey, get your youths, get up fight this blatantly. While y'all sit down for wait and say, hey, this is Tidal, and you're tuning to Gensat TV. Stay tuned. Oh, this is Tidal, higher heights.
Okay, welcome back. We are in studio with the creative director and producer at Rasta Camp. That's a production house based right here in Clarendon, Mr. Donovan Campbell. Now, Mr. Campbell, we were talking a little bit about Rasta Camp, and of course, it is not only affiliated with Rastafarians.
True thing.
It's for any and everybody. No, there are a number of artists. Of course, they have some that are successful and those who are merely struggling. What is really there that they're not doing, the ones that are struggling, of course, in order to make that edge, so to speak? Because a lot of them, they have good talents, but in terms of going forward, is it that there's links that you have to make? What is it that they're not doing? What are your recommendations for artists, really?
Links are important, but I think from the artist's perspective, having a link to a big producer does not get you through the door.
Okay.
So links are important, but that's more probably on the business, the back end of it. Me and my links in wherever, you know. From an artist's perspective, I think that the most important thing for an artist to do is to be focused and have a plan. If you don't plan to succeed, then you plan to fail. And really, you need to have some consultation with somebody that knows the business. A producer like myself. There are various other organizations, recording studios in Mayfair, in Clarendon, that you can walk in, and I'm sure any of my friends, Ralston, Ryan, Rural, and Malcolm, all them Monday, will take the time out to give some word of advice. The key thing is understand your talent. A lot of, I tend to use that word a lot. Some artists that I've encountered, they think they can sing, they think they can DJ. And when put to the test, they have faults. If you're not willing then to look at a career path, to be a performer, to be able to identify your weaknesses and your strengths, make your strength shine more and try to eliminate your weaknesses. And a lot of the time that deals with creativity, delivery. I know an artist that I worked with, and for the life of me, the man couldn't move.
Yeah.
So it became tense when shooting a video. So it's just knowing yourself, knowing your strengths, knowing your weaknesses. Have good guidance. Work with somebody that can set a plan that has realistic objectives.
Okay.
If you start today, you're not going to become the #1 artist next week. And maybe not.
So it happens over time. So you have to be patient, you have to be humble and plan out your way. So what about the music itself though? Is there a particular catch to it? How I go about ensuring that my music sells?
Wow. Sales. Are they still buying?
I mean, yes.
Are people still buying records and stuff? A point of fact is that most new money made in the business is through performance.
True.
Not sales.
True.
You know, the industry has changed. It's gone electronic. Everybody's downloading, giving it away. The key thing for an upcoming artist on the rise is to understand the craft that you're in. And while you may not play an instrument, there are technical aspects of being a musician, a vocalist. I say to some of my artists when we're trying to get them to do something, and they say, "Oh, Ras, you don't say me no singer." I'm say, "Well, you're an artist, you're a musician. I expect you to be on key and be able to come up with creative melodies." So from a creative perspective, a potential artist should be quick with melodies. Some persons can write better than some. Recognize if you're not a good writer. Ask your manager, ask your producer for help.
Yeah.
If they're having you to work on a project, they don't want to see it messed up. So they're going to be willing to help you. But understand your limits, again, understand your strengths. You have to have good melodies.
Okay.
What drives the business is melodies.
Now you have a number of artists coming out of Rasta Camp. We're talking about Jabari and Third Gear. Tell me about those two artists, and they're from Clarendon, right?
Yeah, well, let me just go through the current roster, starting with Jabari, Third Gear, Sagity, Chosen Vessel, and Jalex. No, was that 5 or 6? For us, what it represents is a good sampling of what we believe is some of the foundation genre and subgenres. For instance, Third Gear now gives you that rough course voice, remind you of a Babantan, a Bujo, a Buro, a Mega, you know? Give the dancehall style as well as kind of give some nice lovers rock. Jabari is a crooner.
Okay.
Isn't it? Straight lovers rock.
Right, more calm and more
angelic voice.
Okay.
He has a soprano voice and he can do his thing. We're
Okay.
really proud of him. Sagity is one of our producers, mixers, engineer, and also a performing artist.
Okay.
He has, I tell you, when Sagity does some R&B, swear it, US it come from. Isn't it? Jalex has got that dancehall vibes. And Chosen Vessel is a gospel artist.
Okay.
And for us, I'm gonna
Gospel?
tell you, gospel. For us,
Coming out of Rasta Camp, gospel artist.
you see? Because at the end of the day, he is Rasta Camp, but again, you ain't got to be Rasta.
Okay, so how's it been for them though? They've been performing on any big stage. I know that Third Gear has been doing well.
Yeah, he's recently released a couple songs. One of them that we're doing some marketing on now is African Queen, which of course talks about the queenly, stately personality of an African woman or an African queen. Good lovers rock tune. We have not done any big, and I'm not going to say that we've done some big things. We've done Den Big, we've done some shows, small shows in Kingston. We're looking this year to go on to Rebel Salute, coming up with 30 and maybe another one of our artists. But for us, you know, the target is not Jamaica, the target is not Clarendon, the target for us is not Kingston. The target is the world.
Are you recruiting anybody now? Because I'm sure that there are some artists out there who would like to probably be a part of Rasta Camp.
We're not actively recruiting. What we will not do, however, is walk away from good talent. So if you are an artist that think you have a talent, give me a check, make a reason it out, and I'll be honest with you and let you know where you stand. To give you a better idea, my word, my analysis, my assessment is by no means final nor definitive for anybody.
Okay.
Right? This is just one person, one opinion. So come down, give us a talk. We'll talk to you, let you know what's happening. We'll listen to your work.
Contact information?
Okay. We are located at Peyton Plaza. That's just past the bridge before you get to Four Pots.
Right.
For those who are in this area, you'll be able to find it. Peyton Plaza. The telephone number is 572-6633.
Okay.
Alrighty. Of course, we're on Facebook, Rasta Camp.
Creative director and producer Rasta Camp, based in Clarendon, Mr. Donovan Campbell. Now, stay tuned. We'll be featuring Third Gear, one of the artists coming out of Rasta Camp. Stay with us.
Contact your local cable provider for more details on the following packages, which was once the basic package, also includes all channels in everything Jamaican. The basic package, which was once the premium package, includes all channels in everything Jamaican and in the starter package. You can also take advantage of the add-on packages available. However, you are eligible for these add-on packages only if you have any of the 2 core packages, the starter or the basic. The 3 add-on packages include Basic Plus, Sports Pack, and Max Pack. Contact your... For persons in Westmoreland who subscribe to Cabletron Network Systems Limited, you may contact 618-03-9527 or 887-8433. And those who subscribe to General Satellite Network in Mapen, Clarendon, you may contact the office at 902-6412 or 478-7491 or email us at gensat.net@gmail.com or follow us on Twitter at gensatnet and like us on Facebook.
I'm Jenny, and you're definitely locked in tuning Gensat TV. You know what? Do not move, don't touch, don't squeeze the remote.